Hi, everyone. I'm Frida. This is my co-founder, Rachel, and we're really excited to tell you about Debbie, the first rewards platform for debt payoff and savings. So we actually came here last year, poster children, and I talked a lot about my own sob story and how I struggled with credit card debt as a young adult, and kind of my journey to starting Debbie. And right after we gave that speech, we actually had a lot of people come over to our booth and talk to us, and very quickly we realized that the credit unions were actually the ones who were by far the most excited, the most mission-aligned, and really wanted to work with us. And actually, that's where we found our very first customer, Michigan State University Federal Credit Union, who we're very excited to work with. And as we dove into the credit union space, we started realizing that credit unions are really struggling to attract and engage young consumers like myself. And that kind of got me thinking to how, what was my experience like when I joined a credit union? So back in my poor credit card days, I needed an auto loan, and no one wanted to take a chance on me. So that forced me to open up Google, try to figure out what are my other options, and I ended up walking into a local credit union branch. I had to sit there in front of a loan officer, fill out a paper application, and at the end of it, they did approve me for an amazing 4% loan, and I was super happy. But the thing is, after I had that experience, I never went back to that credit union. When I needed a debt consolidation loan, when I needed a savings account, that was just not the first thing that came to mind. And when we were kind of going through this journey with Debbie, we tried to understand why is it that even though credit unions are offering awesome products, really great rates, much more hands-on approach, young consumers are not finding them. And that inspired us to build a platform that really connects young people with credit unions, and I'll kind of let Rachel show you how it's done.
So Frida's going to pull up the demo here. So I am an MSUFCU member. I just received a unique invitation link from MSUFCU to gain access to the Debbie app. Now, the app is fully co-branded. I could see it's powered by MSUFCU. They've sponsored my experience. And really what I'm doing here is I'm playing a game. I'm playing a game where I earn cash rewards for paying off my debt and saving. I think what we learned a few years ago is that offering information and insights to your consumers is not enough to help them make better financial decisions. It's like telling someone just because a cookie has a lot of calories, you shouldn't eat it. You're still going to eat that cookie. So really what you need is positive reinforcement and incentives to help people make better financial decisions. We've seen that positive reinforcement is one of the strongest drivers of behavioral change over time. So what Debbie is doing here is they're helping me set debt payoff and savings goals based on my income and my linked accounts. So they connect the accounts automatically. Every month that I meet my goal, the point amounts go up. So really what I'm doing here is I'm earning points to up my level, and at each level I'm earning cash rewards that I can eventually send to my accounts. The same applies for savings. So every month that you meet that goal, the point values go up, making this a really sticky experience. Now what we've seen with MSUFCU members is that 40% of members have actually been able to reduce their debt significantly by 10% per month on average. On the flip side, simultaneously, they've also been saving, on average $62 a month. So really the message here for a lot of the folks that are working to figure out this deposits problem is I think we've really focused on how can we bring in high net worth folks or sort of new members. Why not focus on your existing members and figure out how to help them spend less so they can actually funnel that money towards savings? Now, we're really reversing the trend, but on a monthly basis, I'm working on the debt payoff and savings goals. How do I engage as a consumer with the Debbie app on a more regular basis? That's where the pathway comes in. This is our behavioral change curriculum. Think of it a little bit like Noom for finance. So rather than sort of the boring old financial literacy that all of us know about, again, like I said, money is more about what you do and your behavior rather than what you know. So here we're walking people through concepts like financial anxiety, how to make better decisions, their habits, how to understand the things that you saw growing up and how that influenced your relationship with money. What we found is that people actually engage with this content a lot more, and it is really highly correlated to their debt payoff outcomes. So I'm going to go through a module. It's really bite-sized. It walks me through a concept on behavioral psychology. And at the end, I complete an exercise. And the exercise is a combination of open-ended questions or multiple choice questions that either have correct answers or don't have correct answers. And here's an opportunity where I can share certain things with my institution about myself in terms of my emotions, how I'm feeling, and also my decisions around money. So as an institution, as a credit union, this is really an opportunity to aggregate some awesome data around what your members are doing with their money on a qualitative basis. Now, the most exciting part of the app, and what I'm really, really excited to announce the launch of, is our Rate Crusher marketplace. This is where I, as a consumer, can see personalized, just-in-time offers for credit card refinance, savings, and balance transfers. So I'm going to see, a really awesome offer here. What's cool is that this is not just for your existing members. We actually have an entire Debbie ecosystem of users that don't have existing financial, don't work with our current financial partners. You could use this as a member acquisition tool. So I'm going to see an awesome offer here. I'm going to want to take this offer, right? The rate is amazing, and Debbie's going to guide me through that entire experience. We've seen incredible uptake with MSUFCU members wanting to get access to their products. I'm going to hand it back off to Frida to wrap it up.
Yes, I think Rachel gave you a pretty good idea of how we started working with MSUFCU, but if you want to learn more about the case study and see a sneak peek, come over to our booth. The other thing that we're really excited to be working with both our credit union partners on is a credit policy simulation tool. So what we've built essentially is a way for our partners to simulate their credit policy or proposed credit policy on our actual user base. So we've got all this credit bureau information, spending information, et cetera. They can see what the approval rates would look like, what performance would look like, and on top of that, they can layer in behavioral metrics, so they can kind of see hey, if I wanted to lower my credit score threshold, but require someone to have been on the Debbie app for X amount of time, what would that look like? So kind of working on ways of making better decisions over time with current members as well as new members. Thank you so much for having us today. Really excited to talk to any of you who are going to come by.